What should the cross-country fleet look like by 2030? Cross-country operates services all over Great Britain, with a notable exception being London and the South East and Highlands of Scotland. Cross-country operates the longest train in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which is 1 Victor 60, the 0820 Aberdeen to Penzance service. The Class 170s of cross-country would stay, since they are so heavily used. The 29 Class 170s of cross-country would be reclassified as 171 and have donor couplers fitted to allow working with the cross-country warranty fleet. This would allow for greater flexibility on services, since it would allow you to attach a trailer stop for the busiest parts of the services where the service does not exceed 100 miles an hour. The freed up 17 Class 171 from Southern will be used to help bolster the 171 services with cross-country. The Class 171s will stay as Class 171s and they'll keep their donor couplers. The extra units will be used to allow for more longer trains and in some cases increased frequency on certain routes and in some cases new routes. 171s will still change in the slower regional services. 171s would allow for new hourly service between Nottingham and Harwich International. They would call it Preston, Attleborough, East Midlands Parkway, Loughborough, Barrow Saw, Seldy, Melton Mowbray, Oakham, Stamford, Teesside, Winchelsea, March, Maine, Ely, Sarum, Kennet, Bury St Edmunds, Thurston, Elmswell, Stowmarket, Needham Market, Ipswich, Mistley, Westbourne, and Harwich International. The 34 Class 222s would be retained. These units would mainly work the services to the West Country and Wales. These units would be relegated to the lower demand which were operating solely. Like they'd be used on the reintroduced Birmingham Leaflet to Swindon via Gloucester services, which would be hourly. The 222s would run solo on busy routes with no longer be a thing, because it's totally unacceptable because of safety issues. The 24 Class 221s would be retained and strengthened by 18 Class 221s from Avanti West Coast and the two Grand Central Class 221s. These units would mainly work the services to the West Country and Wales. More of these services would run in pairs to better handle the demand to reduce overcrowding of the services. The tilt system would be isolated and removed from the extra units to maintain route commonality and save no cost, since no cross-country services which operates requires tilting units at all TAR for non-tilting units. The 27 Class 222s from East Midlands Railway would be taken on to increase capacity on key routes. These units is mainly like the Bournemouth to Manchester trains and Reading to Newcastle trains to be extended to Brighton and Portsmouth Harbour, with stops at Wokingham, Ash, Guildford, where the trains would divide. The services heading to Brighton would call at Dorking Deepdene, Redhill Hill, Gatwick Airport, Haywards Heath and Brighton. The services heading to Portsmouth Harbour would call at Hazelmere, Havant, Fratton, Portsmouth and Southsea and Portsmouth Harbour. Both services run as an hourly service. The Manchester London Road to Bournemouth services will be extended to Weymouth. A fleet of tri-mode CAF multiple units will be introduced by cross country on some new services like Glasgow Central to Great Yarmouth services. The new CAF units will be 140 mile/hour units. They are to feature European train control system for the East Coast Main Line and other lines using European train control system, automatic warning system and train protection warning system for the rest of the network. They would also be used on some new shortened versions of some alternate services, like a new Bristol Thames to Liverpool Lime Street service. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to Trainspotting from Berkshire.